Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday, June 6, 2009. Have some southwest swell in the water. Unfortunately, that cutoff flow is still leaving some remnant weather in the area, still kicking up some onshore winds, so conditions not all that favorable as they could be for this time of year especially. We're going to be seeing that low exiting the area, though. Wanted to show you what's happening with that weather pattern to bring some cleaner surf to the area over the coming few days. We should be seeing, though, a decrease in surf, a little bit of something, though, picking up for the weekend. Do have that southern hemisphere swell that I've been talking about lately, especially in those wet sand forecasts that I've been talking about over the last week. But that's not going to be as big as models first anticipated here about a week and a half ago, now that that storm has formed and is starting to move off toward the east down in the southern hemisphere. So I wanted to show you everything that's bringing that all together and what we can expect in the way of waves for this next coming weekend. This is what's happening on the models right now. Taking a look at the weather models, we can see why we've still got this problematic weather and wind pattern going on. Previous low has exited the area, but some vorticity has spun up, thanks in part to heavy troughing that's pushed far to the south. We can see where Southern California is on this model, vorticity in red, and a lot of onshore flow from that pattern. High pressure in blue, far out to the west, not coming near us, spinning the models forward in time. We can see that high pressure still stays out, even far to the west from Southern California, and heavy troughing over our region for at least the next few days. Swell-wise, though, looking down at the southern hemisphere, we can see a very nice jet stream pattern that's set up a very ideal swell track for us up in Southern California. A little bend in that jet stream northward east of New Zealand to guide storms up toward our area. We have had a lot of activity in that area, and so storms have been throwing some of their swell our way. Taking a look at the models right now, though, we can see that that swell fetch that I talked about in my last swell scan video, it's now moving toward the east. In fact, over the last 48 hours, it hasn't really behaved very well. It has got caught up in that bend, but then it started moving toward the east as it did develop. Smaller one behind it, spinning the models forward in time. We can see not a whole lot of difference there. In fact, some of that starts to move in an eastward trajectory, and that's what happened with that system that'll be bringing us some swell for the 12th to the 13th, which, of course, is working against us for size, as though we'll see some angular spread and decay out of that. So putting this all together and taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we can see that right now, today on the 6th, we've got some swell in the water. It will be diminishing, though, over the next couple of days. That'll be mostly just southwest, nothing really coming in from northwest wind swell over the period. And then we start looking toward the weekend. Friday the 12th sees a little bit of an increase. We can see that the 13th, just a little bit more. We're looking at possibly about chest-high max out of that swell that'll be coming up for the 12th to 13th. And in the meantime, before then, we're looking at probably just about like knee to waist-high surf once the week starts progressing a little bit. As far as those winds, we should see them calm down a little bit over the next couple of days as the vorticity exits the area, but still seeing somewhat of an onshore flow throughout the rest of the week. So after today's swell backs down, and it does get small throughout the week, something coming through, though, on the weekend, Friday the 12th, really, though, Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th. Looks like those weekend conditions will probably still hold fairly well. Not expecting any weather to come through. Those winds from that onshore flow from troughing, nothing really out of the ordinary for June by the looks of things so far. And then after that, it doesn't look like we're going to really see a whole lot come in from anything. Northern Hemi models, which I didn't even bother to show in this swell scan video, nothing happening. That's why it's absent of any activity. Didn't even want to bother showing anything there. And looking out farther on the long range from the southern hemisphere, still not a whole heck of a lot of activity down in that area. Everything's primed and ready to go, though, for more swell coming up from that jet stream. Nice formed swell track for us. Just got to get some storm activity to break off Antarctica and start throwing some waves our way. But I'll be keeping an eye on it. I'll be keeping you posted. If you want to always get the latest ETAs on the swell, wind, weather, tide, and more, just check out my SoCal Surf Report at wetsand.com.